I got a Weber grill. I've never owned a grill before. We'll see if I can assemble this myself. Literature, I'll never read that. Okay, well, don't know what the heck this is. It's the world's worst unboxing video. I'm strong and capable, but this is hard. Dan? Sorry, my jam is boiling. Can I just leave and let Dan do it? Oh. And this also feels like if I don't assemble it properly, like I'll blow up. Best of luck to me. Hello, welcome to Home Movies. I'm Alison Roman. Today we are going to be doing something that you may or may not find interesting, and that is grilling corn. I've been told by my associates that you all are dying to know how to do it. If for whatever reason you are curious how to grill corn, then we have got a video for you. Once we grill the corn, we're gonna make a salad with it. The salad is delicious. It's gonna be salty, it's gonna be savory, it's gonna be spicy, it's gonna be tangy. It's gonna be great. Do you like how I called you my associates? Yeah. I think that's fun.
Very like mafia.
I started The Sopranos again.
Talking about grilling.
Tony Soprano grills. I think that for the application of salad, there is no better way to grill corn than by husking it, taking the silk off, and just putting the corn on the cob on the grill, because it's gonna get the most color that way. I've said in the past otherwise. I want you to know that I have written recipes that suggest you should just grill the corn whole like this and then make a salad from it. Totally cool to do that. I still think that's a great way to do it. To me, grilling your corn like in the husk itself is best for when you're eating the corn on the cob, when you want like really tender, kind of sweet caramelized kernels. But for this particular salad and for most salads, what I'm looking for is like char, color, and like still a lot of like corn texture. I don't want it to be too tender or too soft because it's a salad and I want it to be, you know, have like stuff going on. Little croutons. Corn, nature's crouton. We're gonna also grill scallions, which are gonna be really nice because it's like, if you're grilling one thing, you may as well grill another thing. Cilantro, pepperoncini peppers. You could use like a Calabrian chili. You could use another sort of pickled pepper. Pickled jalapeno would be great. The idea being that you're including like a tangy, salty, spicy, textured sort of pepper throughout. And then we're gonna finish them with corn nuts, which is like a thing that I like to do for all corn salads. I think corn nuts in corn salad rules. I think it's really fun. I think it's funny. I used to eat corn nuts every day as a kid.
Every day?
Yes, why is that funny?
No, there's something about little Alison Roman just eating corn nuts every day.
Cool Ranch corn nuts. I never, as a kid, enjoyed soda. I never enjoyed candy. I didn't like cookies. I didn't like sweet things. I basically, from the time I was born, was just like, give me salt and give me spicy things.
I feel like this is all part of like the Alison Roman origin story.
Yeah, Home Movies is just one long documentary about my life. I'm gonna probably include a little bit of fresh cheese in it, like something firm and squeaky like halloumi or queso fresco, providing some texture and saltiness to the whole thing. I love husking corn, actually. How cute. It's like a little baby in a bassinet. No. If I were grilling this over fire, I would probably leave the husk on the ends to like help me turn it. But I'm doing this on a grill and I'll have tongs, so I'm gonna peel this away.
Do you have tips for corn husking?
Come here.
Yeah, this is fun.
Doing this outside is a good idea, and that's why a lot of people do it outside, because this can just kind of, you know, go into your compost or your garden or whatever. I'm like assuming everybody's like in a field shucking corn.
That was fun.
Well, we had a good time. Thank you for coming to Home Movies. We'll see you next week. The nice thing about grilling corn is that you don't have to oil it or season it now. It's not like other vegetables, but because we're gonna grill scallions with this that do need a little bit of oil, I'm just gonna lightly drizzle everything. And I mean like very light. And you just kind of, with your hands, make sure everything is evenly coated, which is honestly very fun. This is fun. I'm gonna season this with salt and pepper, or actually just salt. Now we grill. How fun, we're shooting outside. This grill is hot as I turned it to high. I want this to happen quickly. I'm gonna put the corn on. Even as hot as it is, this will take a bit for the corn to properly char. And you don't have to be precious about it. I just kind of like to keep them all in a row so I can just kind of move them back and forth occasionally. The scallions I'll just put on, and I'm not gonna worry about turning them too much. These are very long scallions. All right, I'm not gonna close the grill. I'm just gonna let the vegetables char in their own time. Depending on how hot your grill is, depending on the size and shape of the vegetable, it could vary time to time. But the nice thing about grilling is that the objective is to burn it. It's to char the vegetable. So you have to work pretty hard to really mess this up. And we're not looking for like perfect grill marks. We're looking for like a sort of even caramelization. And again, that oil that we added, that is helping that happen.
Like there's no way to make this without a grill, really. Trust me.
No, you can roast the corn in a really hot oven, like 450. It just takes a really long time. It's like an annoying thing to do. You could also boil corn. Boiled corn is delicious. That's honestly how I grew up eating it. So the scallions are ready. I'm just gonna flip them. The scallions, we're looking to soften them, but we're not looking to cook them so much that they lose their like raw freshness. Typically when you grill the whole scallion, what happens is the greens tend to get a little bit more charred and more cooked down and softer, and the white bulb stays a little bit crunchier, a little bit fresher, so that's what we're trying to maintain. We're trying to have it all. We're trying to have the best of every world. The nice thing about grilled scallions is that the tops get really crispy, almost like little chips. All right, these are gonna get moved around. I'm gonna try and find the hottest spots. It's happening. Here we go. All right, I'm just gonna let this grill get really hot again. Whew. Take a minute, cool off. I'm gonna check those in like 5 to 10 minutes. This is the kind of thing where if you do have to go inside and do something else, take care of something, don't be worried that anything is gonna happen to the corn. Like it will continue to get dark and caramelized and charred and grilled. It would take a very long time in here for it to like burn beyond repair. So don't be afraid of getting more color on your corn. It's been about 5 minutes. They're getting like charred in spots and that's what we want. So I'm just gonna keep moving them around for like another maybe 5 minutes and try to get them more even. And that's that. Whew, okay. We're back. The corn is ready. I'm gonna take it off the grill. If there's like some side that isn't totally charred, that's fine because this side is, and on balance, this corn is beautifully cooked and grilled. So we're gonna take this inside and make our salad. Our corn is grilled, our scallions are also grilled. One thing I will say is you do wanna wait until this is cool enough to handle to take off the corn on the cob. And there's a lot of different ways to do this. You can just do it straight on a cutting board, but a nice way to do it is to do it into a bowl. Basically, sawing it off like that. I find it tough to get like really in there though. Some people do this thing where they'll put like a tiny bowl or a container. I still find it a little unwieldy, to be honest. Like it's like slippery. If you don't want to do it that way, you can also just do it on a cutting board. Sometimes I actually just prefer that because it feels more stable to do it on wood than like a slippery enamel surface, but kind of trying to illustrate that there are a lot of ways to do it. And if you go slow and steady, you should avoid the problem that seems to plague many of us, which is the corn going absolutely everywhere. And if you're not sure how far to go down, just move really slowly. And you can see each kernel that falls away should look whole. See, that's like a whole kernel. I just did this because I know that somebody was gonna be like, you know, you can put a bowl inside of it, and I'm gonna be like, I know, I don't prefer that. I'm sure there's also other ways. If we Googled it right now, I'm sure there's like several websites that are like, a grilling corn hack that you never knew that you never didn't need. That's the thing about cooking is like when people are like, oh, you should do it that way, or you have to do it that way, or you know that if you do it that way, it's like, yeah, there are about a million ways to do pretty much everything in the kitchen. And I think it's all about not listening to what other people tell you should or has to be, and figuring out the way that feels comfortable for you. This is just how I like to do it. Well, there we go. I tried to get every last kernel to make David happy, and then I ended up spilling corn all over the floor. So don't ever do anything for a man. Even if he is your colleague. What's going on here today? I wouldn't go out of my way to make corn stock, but if you have a bunch of cobs, you may as well. I'm gonna fill this with water and just simmer it. That's gonna be our corn stock. It's kind of like the Parmesan broth of summer, where you're like, do I have to do it? No, but if you have it, you can. Although I did previously say Parmesan broth is a lie. I kind of still stand by that. That also said, if you had any Parmesan rinds, feel free to stick them in this corn broth. It'd be delicious. This corn tastes really good. Like the charring it in that way really enhances not only its sweetness, but it transforms the sweetness into like a more complex sort of evolved adult flavor. It's kind of like when you take sugar and you caramelize it. It becomes more bitter, but also just more interesting. It has a lot more going on. So the same thing happens when you char the corn. If you look at it before, some of the spots were really dark. They were really charred. I don't mind that. I really enjoy that because when you look at the corn now, again, on balance, it's all sort of perfectly cooked. And you have some spots that are really, really charred and some spots that are less charred. Not only visually is this really nice, but when you eat a spoonful of it just on its own, it tastes so much better than just like one-note sweet corn, which should absolutely be celebrated when you have like peak season amazing corn. That should really just be like boiled and rubbed with butter and salt. But you know, it's a little early for this corn. And by grilling it, you're sort of like making the most out of it. So you don't have to have like spectacular corn to make a really good corn salad, or really good grilled corn, rather. But see what I mean? When basically now like this is like a bowl of grains, except it's corn. Is corn a grain? How do I not know that?
The corn kernel itself is a grain, the corn is a vegetable.
We're gonna take off these little stems from the scallion. You could do this before, but do it before, do it after, I don't care. And now we are going to just coarsely chop these. They don't have to be super fine. In fact, I think that the corn should be the smallest thing in this salad, visually. And from them, we're just gonna season it with everything. Our lime juice, our cilantro, our pepperoncinis, and then of course, our corn nuts. If you can't find corn nuts, you can also use something like an almond or a walnut or a pumpkin seed or a sunflower seed. Anything crunchy in the salad is gonna do really well because corn, you know, it has some texture, but is like generally pretty soft. It's like half a bunch. We'll use the rest of this just to garnish the top. Garnishing the top is not a superfluous exercise, by the way. It's like still very much an important part of the dish. If you're using pepperoncinis, you can also season the whole salad with a bit of the juice from the pepperoncinis. But we're gonna want like, basically like a 1/4 cup of liquid, lime juice, vinegar, pepperoncini juice, pickled jalapeno liquid. This is gonna go over the corn. I'm gonna do some more lime. I'm sure you've noticed, enjoy my food like severely tangy and acidic. If that's not your speed and you prefer like gentle sweetness in your corn with less acidity, then that's fine too. I'm gonna start with 4 pepperoncinis. I think these pepperoncinis are really nice. I love their color and I love their texture. Because there's no other fat in here, I am gonna give it another drizzle of some olive oil. Call that 2 tablespoons. And this is one of those salads that would really do well to sit. And these corn nuts are just gonna get roughly chopped. And this is not like a must do, but it is fun. Also, because when people eat this salad, they're gonna be like, what is that crunchy part? So good. You're gonna love this salad.
It looks so herby, but also hearty. Like it just feels like...
It's a substantial ass salad. So we do have queso fresco here. My beef with feta is that once you put it in a salad, it kind of just bleeds onto everything and then you have like this weird milky white liquid. But this cheese will always just kind of stay like squeaky little springy curds almost. You could very easily cut it into little cubes, although I take issue with perfect shapes and symmetry, which is why I like to crumble. I think it's perfect without cheese. But you know what? It's really good with cheese. But leave it out if you want, is what I'm saying. So my vote for this would be like a queso fresco, a queso blanco, or a halloumi. Try to keep the pieces largish. Again, if they get too small, they kind of just like disappear and you lose what's making this cheese special, which is texture. This made a lot of salad. Who's coming over? Literally nobody. It's so good. It's like tangy and spicy and nutty and crunchy. If I were serving this at a barbecue, I would just keep it in the bowl that I made it in. I actually don't own that many serving bowls. So when I have people over and I make things like this salad, I literally just tend to serve it in that bowl, which is why I really like having decorative mixing bowls, because they double as a bowl that I can serve. I've made a lot of corn salads in my day, but I think this might be my favorite one. And the constants tend to be, you know, like a corn salad that has corn nuts in it, right? But this one has herbs and scallions. Sort of no matter what you do, if you take your corn to that level of char, then it's kind of hard to like not make something totally delicious. If you wanted to make like a full meal out of something like this, like honestly serve like seared shrimp or scallops over this, or like a chicken breast or a grilled piece of steak or anything. It is really hearty. It's like super satisfying and I don't know, not grain-free. I'm just gonna let you know, I'm gonna simmer this corn stock for like maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and then I'm gonna drain it, and then I'm gonna freeze it. I'm gonna label it corn stock, and the next time I need like a vegetable broth, or I'm making something like a summery vegetable soup, which I honestly never do, I would use that corn broth. Let me know in the comments below if you have any suggestions for corn broth. That's a genuine and earnest comment I just made, David.